For years, Cleveland fans have dreamed of one thing above all else: a third homecoming. LeBron James back in wine and gold one more time, riding off into the sunset where it all began. Well, that dream is officially dead. LeBron just signed with the Philadelphia 76ers, and in a twist nobody saw coming, just hours after that news broke, the Cavaliers made their first real move of this new post-LeBron era. It's not a king, it's not even really a prince, but it might just be exactly what this roster needed. Cleveland has agreed to a one-year, $2.8 million deal with EuroLeague star Mario Hezonja. Wipe away those LeBron tears, Cleveland, because this signing is actually a pretty clever one. Let's break it down. Hezonja's story is one of the more fascinating redemption arcs in basketball. Born in Dubrovnik, Croatia, back in February of 1995, he came up through the legendary FC Barcelona academy before declaring for the 2015 NBA draft, where the Orlando Magic took him 5th overall. He was billed as the next great European star, nicknamed Super Mario, and expectations were sky high. It just never quite clicked. Across 3 seasons in Orlando, followed by a year each with the New York Knicks and the Portland Trail Blazers, Hezonja appeared in 330 total NBA games, but only managed modest averages of 6.9 points, 3.1 rebounds, and 1.3 assists in about 18.5 minutes a night. For a top 5 pick, that's about as clear a bust label as it gets, at least on paper. So after the 2019-20 season, Hezonja packed his bags and went back to Europe, and that's when everything changed. He had a brief stop with Panathinaikos in 2021, where he won the Greek League title and Greek Cup, and was actually named the league's most spectacular player and most popular player in the same season. From there, he moved to UNICS Kazan, where he was named VTB United, League MVP, took home All-Star Game MVP honors, and even won the league's slam dunk contest. Then in 2022, he signed with Real Madrid, and that's where he truly transformed into one of the best players in Europe. Over 4 seasons in Madrid, he won a EuroLeague championship in 2023, earned all EuroLeague second-team honors in 2024, added multiple Spanish league titles and cups to his trophy case, and capped it all off this past season by winning Liga ACB MVP, averaging 17.5 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 1.9 assists a game. Since leaving the NBA back in 2020, his combined EuroLeague and Liga ACB averages sit at 13.4 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 1.7 assists a game, shooting an excellent 45.7% from the field and 36% from 3 on nearly 5 attempts a night. This is not the same wildly inconsistent rookie Orlando drafted a decade ago. This is a legitimate, battle-tested, high-level scorer who spent 6 years quietly becoming one of the most feared wings in Europe. Physically, Hezonja is a true matchup problem at 206 centimeters and 110 kilograms, giving him prototypical size for either forward spot with the shooting touch and shot creation of a wing. At 31 years old, he's not walking into Cleveland as a reclamation project anymore. He's walking in as a proven winner and a floor-spacing threat who simply needed a franchise willing to take a flyer on the European version of his game, rather than the NBA rookie who never got consistent minutes to develop. And that's exactly what makes this such a smart value signing for Cleveland. A one-year, $2.8 million deal is essentially a rounding error for a player who was just named MVP of one of the best domestic leagues on the planet. Reports indicate the Golden State Warriors were also chasing him, but Cleveland won out, and interestingly, this move reportedly signals the Cavaliers may be stepping back from their pursuit of Jonathan Kuminga in free agency, choosing instead the safer, cheaper, and arguably more polished option in Hezonja. For a team that just made its first Eastern Conference Finals appearance since 2018 last season, adding size, shooting, and scoring punch off the bench at minimum level cost is about as low risk as a signing gets. Now let's talk about what this Cleveland roster actually looks like heading into the 2026-27 season, because the context here matters. Up top, James Harden is expected back on a new multi-year deal after declining his $42.3 million player option back in June, running the offense as the starting point guard, with Dennis Schroeder behind him, though Schroeder is currently dealing with an injury. Craig Porter and Tyrese Proctor round out that point guard depth. At shooting guard, all-star Donovan Mitchell remains the headline name, backed up by Sam Merrill and Max Strus as reliable perimeter shooters, with Proctor and Jalen Tyson also capable of sliding up to that spot. The forward spots are where things get interesting and where Hezonja should carve out real minutes, with Tyson, Merrill, Naquan Tomlin, and Tristan Enaruna all listed at small forward, while Evan Mobley, arguably the engine of this whole roster, anchors the power forward spot alongside Tomlin, Tyson, Enaruna, and Rayan Rupert-Minix. At center, Jarrett Allen remains the starter, with Mobley capable of sliding over in smaller lineups, plus Tarek Bryant and Ousmane Sarr providing depth. All told, this signing leaves Cleveland roughly $35.5 million below the second tax apron, with 2 roster spots still open, giving the front office real flexibility to keep tinkering as the offseason winds down. So no, Cleveland didn't get its third LeBron homecoming, but what they did get is a genuinely underrated high-floor addition in Mario Hezonja, a former lottery pick who spent the better part of a decade proving himself on a different continent and is now getting a real shot to show it translates back home. For a team that's already building something real around Mitchell and Mobley, adding a EuroLeague MVP caliber scorer for pennies on the dollar might end up being one of the sneakier good moves of the entire offseason. What do you think about this signing? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Hoops of Europe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a breakdown. See you in the next one.